My role at Innov8 is as managing director and owner, and on a day-to-day basis it's really just to make sure that all the metrics are performing as they should and we're in good shape and in good health, but also to grow the company. My main role is growing by organic growth, by doing what we do really well and continue to do that, and also by acquisition.
I'm Joachim, I'm from Stockport. I am one of the players in the England team. I've been in the England team since I was like 12, 13, grew up in the academy, into an under-20s team, and now I'm the captain alongside Will and Jamie, heading to the World Championships in Korea. Outside of lacrosse, I study at the University of Nottingham, studying economics at the moment. Hopefully go into a field involved in economics. I do really enjoy it, but it's quite a tough subject, so hopefully I can go into that sort of area.
Yeah, I genuinely got into it almost by accident. I was in a sales role selling account software because I had an understanding of the subject, and then the opportunity came up, and I believe life's like that. It's all about opportunities and timing and whether you take them or not, and I had an opportunity to get involved with a number of other people at the beginning in setting up Innov8, and I grabbed it with both hands.
Probably the biggest pivotal moment in my sort of lacrosse career was during the lead up to the 2021 World Championships in Limerick. I was on that training squad and then got cut from it. Felt a little bit disillusioned with lacrosse and was sort of not really trying as much as I needed to. When I got that call saying you're not on that team, that sort of gave me that kick to go and strive on. And I really don't think I'd be in this position if I wasn't on that team and I didn't get cut from the team.
It's really interesting actually, because everyone can be good and have talent, but if they're not aware of how that interacts or how that interlaces with what is required from the person next in line, then you're kind of just great on your own. And very similar to the sporting analogy, Innov8 is a team of people. So having a good process where people know what they need to do is important, but also how important it is to the next person in the chain. That's really critical. I think the sort of interconnection there with sport and business is really similar.
Yeah, well, I don't know how much you've spoken to Mike, our head coach, but one of our sort of little mantras, our game day sayings is trust the process. Is go through the process, and then what you want from the game that you'll get that out of it. Focusing on that process, and rather than focusing on a final result or how well you play, if you do that process, then you are going to achieve what you actually set out to achieve in the morning.
In our world, we implement software and systems for people, and during that process, the customer is really intimately engaged with the people delivering it. So they live and breathe what's happening with the person, and then the objective is to get them live. And what we realised that for us that's a great thing, and the customer, so they've got what they ordered and the outcome from what they ordered. But actually at that point they felt a little bit abandoned, because all that attention they were getting from people ends at that point, and then they become normalised and get what we call support. So we introduced a completely new process that sits in between those two, and it means that they gradually get a little bit less attention, but much more than they're going to get when they move to eventual support. And we call that hypercare, because it's the point in the process where actually we've delivered everything, but we're giving you a bit more attention than you need really, but it makes you feel a bit more comfortable.
Yeah.
So that was absolutely a process that we now rely on, obviously, and we know gives us a much better chance of a happy customer at the end.
Well, we've got another sort of saying is get big on the little things, and that sort of encompasses that whole process of, when we leave the changing room, we all lead together. It enforces that team spirit, that teamwork, and then stuff like when you're putting your kit on the sideline, you make it look like Harrods, not TK Maxx on a Saturday. But all those little things, like try not to swear, be there 5 minutes on time, all those little things, they do add up, and that process of you need to do these little things for you to end up getting that result. So focus on these rather than having your eyes to that final result, that result on the game day. But yeah, exactly. So that process building up to it, that's really important for us.
I hear a lot of talk about marginal gains in elite sport, and I think you're sort of saying that not one big thing makes a difference, it's all the little things that make the difference.
It's all those little things, and it's also like the discipline it instills in us to not be swearing, to not be throwing awful fouls and stuff, that those little things of discipline, they all add up, and yeah, those marginal gains really do help in the end.
Yeah, it's not just about talent, is it?
No.
It's about the application of talent and how you do it, not just what you do. And that's a really big mantra inside Innov8. It's not what we do that matters to the customer. It's absolutely how we do it.
Yeah.
You know, how they feel afterwards really depends entirely on how the process went, not just what we delivered in the end. You could deliver exactly the same thing and at the end have an unhappy customer, but also deliver the same thing and at the end the customer think you're amazing. What's the difference? It was, as you say, the process, and did we do it in a way that made the customer feel valued throughout?
We're all extremely competitive being on the English setup. You sort of have to have that drive inside you, but sometimes you win games and you're still disappointed, you know. But then again, on the flip side, you lose some games. You might get absolutely battered, but you lose some games and you go, you know what, we did the right things there, we did the right things here. And you sort of, when you lose, there's a lesson there. And if you've done the right things and you lose and you go, well, if you continue to do the right things, then maybe next time we play them, we'll lose by less. And it just keeps going and keeps going, and then eventually you do the right things and then we do win.